Today I've got a couple of really amazing tools to show you. I can tell that they're definitely tools that you'll want to have if you want to step up your game that make your life just that much easier. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what.
Let's turn it on. This is the Samsung Automatic Backlash Display Remover. The upper and the lower platform have their own adjustable heat settings. It has a built-in vacuum and a handful of buttons that we will be using in the process of removing the backlash on this Samsung device. This is the Samsung S20. It hasn't been opened before. I'm going to go ahead and remove the backlash using this machine. It's really easy to use. We'll simply set the phone inside. Here on the side, as I tighten down this knob, it cinches up on the phone. And as I close the lid, I can verify that the suction's going to line up where I want it. I'm going to shift it over a little bit, make sure I have clearance on that big center suction pad from the camera lens. And we'll go ahead and push our vacuum, and immediately it sucks down on it. Alright, and I'm going to click backlash, and we're going to start our timer for preheating. Got the pressure set at -92. The temperature of the top heat plate is set to 70 degrees. It's dropped because it's heating up the phone. And the lower plate at 60 Celsius. This little pink piece over here, if you're wondering, is an LED light that'll help us see when this starts to lift the backlash, if we want to look what's actually happening in there. Moving up, we're almost at a minute for the preheat time. All of these settings you can adjust. In the settings, you can adjust the preheat time, you can adjust the rate at which the platform moves up and down. There's a lot of settings that you can go with, but I'm going to leave it with the settings that it came with. Now this machine right here is a used machine, so it is tried and true. I'll have a link in the description for the used machines and also new ones if you want a shinier yet same function machine. Now we've got a countdown from 5 minutes, and I'll show you what happens as we approach that time. And while we wait for that time to wrap up, I wanted to just show you this. This is a Samsung press. When it comes time to close up the phone, we'll be able to put in the rubber mold that houses that particular model, spin the wheel, and it will compress down on the phone. So stick around to the end. Alright, we're almost there. As soon as this hits 0, this light should come on, which is a good indicator if you're not kind of watching it, that hey, I am done, ready to start, that the machine is ready to start lifting. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There we go. And you can see it's actually starting to lift on its own. You can see it start to separate.
And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
And there we go. It has separated. Heating complete, opening case, and now it's stopped. And there we go. You can see the adhesive is all still quite intact, not broken, looking really good. Now we have access to the inside, and we're able to do all of that without prying on it. Now I was somewhat worried about the speed at which that was opening. And the good thing is you can adjust the speed of the lift in the settings. To change the settings, I'm going to push those 2 buttons down, and then I can select the amount of time that it takes before it starts to pull up on it. Currently got it set at 5 minutes, so we can change that or move that. And then our heating time for the backlash, let's see, our quick heat time, the temperature for both the backlash and the front, preheating temperature, maximum temperature, disassembly speed. So I'm going to change this. Oh, there we go. We can change it. I'm going to lower that down to, let's see, well, what's the fastest it can go? 20, whatever 20 is. It was automatically set at 10. So let's go down to 5, and I'm going to save that. And let's go ahead and see what it does when we remove the screen. Alright, I've taken everything out of the phone because I am curious now what it can do with the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and close that down, and it looks like I have just enough of clearance on both sides for that screen to lift out of there. And it looks like I'll have some decent suction. I'll move the whole thing over right there. I'll lower that, not in the way. We're gonna go ahead and turn on the vacuum. Alright, that's good. It's counting down from the 5 minutes. We'll see what happens when that time comes. We are almost there. Let's see what happens in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our light comes on, and it looks like it's slowly moving up. It says it's opening the case, and as you can see, that gap is just starting to open nice and slowly. And man, is it hard to see inside there. And it looks like the phone might have slipped out, but yet it is still separating the display and the frame.
I knew this. When I'm with you, I feel so useless. I feel diluted. My heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a dawn.
Beeping at me saying that it's completed. I don't see that quite being the case yet. I'm gonna help it along with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and I can tell that it's definitely separating beautifully. Got the top all the way separated. Let's go ahead and hit cancel here, and I'll show you what we found. So it's released, and it has completely let go of the top and all the way down to the bottom. And it would have probably got it. I think I needed to tighten it down just a little bit more. But you know, you live and you learn. It's like done quite the job here. And we can carefully separate the rest of the frame from the display. And I will say I am thoroughly impressed. With how well that worked. I bet you this paired with like the Falcon 530 would immediately remove the display without hindering the adhesive like that. I can just tell that this came out to where that display is still going to be functional. And just so you can see, our display is still working. Beautiful. Overall, I see this machine being really helpful in the Samsung backglass removals. I also see that it has potential in removing other things. There are a lot of phones out there where in order to get into the inside, the screen has to come off first, typically with adhesive around the border. A machine like this with that type of suction should be able to do the job as well. I'm excited to see what phones I can put through the test. I've seen seasoned techs that do a lot of repairs, break back glasses when they're trying to get into the phone for a battery, charge board, or even just to replace the screen when the back glass wasn't broken and they end up breaking it. This is definitely one of those machines that can eliminate, or at least it can basically eliminate that type of issue from happening. And as promised, we'll take that phone, we'll set it here into this rubber mold here, take the back glass, and we will stick it on. Line it up. We'll take our mold here that lines up not only with the cutout but also with the pins here on the side. It'll keep everything aligned and also prevent the machine from crushing the phone too much. It'll basically put it to the pressure that it needs to be. We'll take that, slide it on in, and we will spin that shut. And when you have enough pressure on it, it'll actually prevent you from going any further, as it's got a preset to it for the amount of torque that this clamp needs. Just leave it in there for about a minute or so, and we should be good to go. Go ahead and take it out. Now we have a nice even seal all the way around. As you've just seen, these tools have quite the potential. I'll have links in the description where you can get them. Like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.